YouTube. The future is printed, not built. It's your boys, Detroit Love, P-Dubs Arcade Loft, Michael B. the Game Genie, and Nostalgia with another episode of the Super Game Room Dudes Friday Night Just Got Live.
I got to tell you guys, we are here. It is Friday. It is Friday night. We are in the funhouse yet again. The Super Game Room Dudes are here celebrating Valentine's Day with this live chat. We know there's a lot of lonely men out there who just, they need some fun and entertainment this evening. And also, if your ladies are watching, what better way to, nightcap Valentine's Day than the curl up together, cuddle up nice and sweet, and watch the Super Game Room Dudes. Am I right, fellas?
Yeah, I mean, what better plans tonight than Super Game Room Dudes and chill? I mean, I know I have the best sex of my life when I'm listening to Nostalgia's soothed, calming voice. So,
one of us has an arcade machine going in the background. Can we mute that, please? I don't know which one of us it is, but it's coming
it's
through.
Definitely me, and it's Attack from Mars. I'll be right back.
Thank you.
I got Attack from Mars too.
Thank you. Sorry, it's coming through and it's distracting. Guys in the live chat, how's your love life this weekend? It must not be good if you're here with the Super Game Room Dudes. Am I right?
That's a fair point. That's a fair point, but I don't know if it's any different than the rest of us on this panel. So,
when it comes to Valentine's Day, it's a holiday that I never really celebrated with my family growing up. I never really cared about it growing up. I always thought it was stupid. One thing that was nice about finding my wife, Melissa, is, when we were dating stuff and we're talking about it. And one thing that I always hated in high school and stuff was when Valentine's Day approached, right? And whatever girl I was seeing, be like, oh God, this stuff's so stupid. They have expectations, blah, blah, blah. And sure enough, I meet Melissa, and one day I was like, so do you want to do something for Valentine's Day? She's like, oh, Valentine's Day is stupid. And I was like, yes, you're the one. You're the one. So we never celebrate Valentine's Day. It's not a thing for us. And just because you celebrate it and think we shouldn't be here, get off my nuts. I don't care.
Ridiculous. The only reason I'm here is because it's 10:30 Newfoundland time and the full day is over. I treated my wife like a saint today. You guys are terrible family men. You probably go on vacations and don't even bring your families. Like, just awful.
Awful people. But tomorrow we are going to go out. Saturdays is usually, we go out every week. Saturday's our day. So Saturday we have plans to go see Captain America, the new movie.
Oh, nice.
And then go out for restaurant food and stuff. But it's just, for us, it's Saturday. It's not Valentine's Day. Saturday's the day I hang out with my wife. We've been doing it consistently for like 8 months now, pretty much ever since my son moved out. And it's been great. It's been great.
We do the same thing. We hang out every Saturday.
Saturday's our day.
Aaron's days. But we did Valentine's Day last Friday. That's why I wasn't here. We were going to do it Saturday, but it was snow anticipated last Saturday. And so we said that we're going to do it Friday. And now tomorrow we're going out with some friends, but it's supposed to snow again tomorrow. So we'll see.
Yeah. Do you take her somewhere really romantic, Carl? Like, Tilted Kilt?
Yes, typically. I always want to take her somewhere where she's the sexiest woman in the whole room.
So Hooters.
Yes.
Yeah, the Hooters is really
no more Hooters around here.
Oh,
no
Hooters.
more
Hooters food is terrible, man. I will never go back there again.
Yeah, Twin Peaks food is nasty too.
Well, despite the fact that it is Valentine's Day and we're not celebrating it, it's nice to see that there are ladies who are fans of the Super Game Room Dudes, and they have sent us Valentines, guys. I don't know if you guys caught this or not. So it was really cool that, these wonderful young ladies are fans of the show. So I figured we could show the Valentines that they sent to the Super Game Room Dudes. Let's check it out.
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I'm Kim, and the last time I made a video, I became an internet sensation. Will lightning in a bottle strike twice? The Super Game Room Dudes are live on Valentine's Day, and I have my bananas ready. Do you? By the way, Steven, please stay out of my DMs. Oh.
Wow. Good job, AI. was incredible.
That was a cameo. That cost Nostalgia like $3,000. Oh, P-Dub's $3,000.
Jeez, that's rough. Wow. Where do you guys find the time? Where do you guys find the time?
And
Well,
the
we're
bananas.
not wasting all our time going on.
Kim's a big
state
fan
months.
of the show.
We're not
Kim is
wasting
a
all our
big fan of the show, guys. She's a huge fan. She watches every week. And not just Kim, but also the legendary Mia.
If it's one thing I like, it's making videos, and on Valentine's Day, nothing excites me more than having 4 dudes in my home on a Friday evening. This is the best Valentine's Day present a girl could ever ask for. The Super Game Room dudes are so hot right now. I orgasm 60.39% of the time.
I'm not familiar with her work. What is she from?
She's a musician, Mike.
Oh, okay. I've
Yeah,
never
she's a
heard any of
musician.
her music.
I'm
All
not
right,
sure
but
this
if you
is-
guys, all right, but as we build up, this is the one. This is the moment, guys. This is the big one. Now, hold on to your seats. Keep your socks on, boys. Here, happy Valentine's Day.
That is so
That's it.
good. That's exactly what I look like. That's what I look like when I shave my chest. It's wonderful.
Just for you guys out there, I didn't want you in the chat to feel lonely. There you go.
Squirrel.
That's close, dude. That's close.
Big shout out to
Twist the hair on the
Hermano.
arms and legs, and then you got you.
Mike, do you see the bananas in the shape of the heart on his crotch?
Oh, yes. Yes.
That's
yes. That-
hilarious.
that is accurate, actually. I've seen it.
Big shout out to Armando in our Facebook group for putting that photo together. Oh my God, that had me giggling. It had me giggling. Oh, that was great. All right, look at it. Look, the live chat's on fire now, guys. Thanks so much. We're going to say hi here to the live chat in a minute. But before we do, tonight, some of your topics will be at games. There's a lot of at games stuff going on.
Well, a lot of AtGames news this past week.
Yeah, a lot of AtGames news this past week. Arcade1Up Valentine's Day sale. Also, Evercade announced a new cartridge. New Wave Toys gave us an update that every product's being delayed, which kind of sucks. What else we got?
Well,
I'm missing
Sony,
like five.
Sony,
I'm missing like 5 things.
Sony did that state of play, and it wasn't super exciting. A lot of people thought it was mid. That's what the kids are saying. But we're
Mid.
getting a new Shinobi game from the team that did Streets of Rage 4, so we wanted to talk about that.
Oh yeah, and we
Was
got
that-
an update.
Is it the first time they announced that, or did we know that before that?
I'm not sure. There's a new Ninja Gaiden coming out, which I think you might be confused by.
No. I thought we knew about Shinobi like a while ago. Like
Oh.
I don't think we saw any gameplay, but I thought it was announced.
We saw gameplay this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Sega made an announcement or something about a Shinobi game.
Good stuff here, guys. So, do me a favor if you want your shout out, speak now, forever hold your peace. Before I do that, Carl, you've been cranking out the YouTube videos lately, buddy. Your latest video is on some Joy-Cons that you can put on your AtGames to play Nintendo Switch.
Yes.
Is it worth it?
Yeah, for sure. I had come across a post on the official AtGames Legends HD Pinball page. Colin Rowley had posted, and it was just a real simple post. He was like, "I finally got them." I'm like, "What are these?" And his pictures were so dark, I had no idea what it was.
Right.
And he couldn't provide links, so I had to go research. And I'm like, "Oh, I like these," so I ordered some. And they're great. You just hook up your Joy-Cons to, you're able to attach your Joy-Cons to your AtGames pinball table, and hook up your Switch through the HDMI, and you are in business, man. And playing some Steam games through FA3. No, I'm sorry, not Steam, but the Nintendo Switch FX3 games. Play some Stern and even some pool with this. So it worked out really good. You can attach it and actually play them pretty good without attaching them if you didn't want to do that. So I'm glad he shared that post. And I know P-Dubs, you did a video a while ago on a company that made something similar to these, as well as a holder for the Switch.
Yeah, I didn't want to steal your thunder though, Carl.
Oh no, that was 3 years ago.
What is that? Duct tape?
I don't think that company was even around anymore. I think it was a young lady on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's and that's the thing about this. We're a channel that talks about retro things, right? So everything old is new in this channel because there's always somebody new coming to the fold. Just got their AtGames Pinball, don't know about something that happened 3 years ago. So that's a good thing about it.
Yep. So yeah, guys, if you want to play your Nintendo Switch in portrait mode, Zen Studios is compatible with that. You don't need a PC. You can play their whole library of games in portrait mode on your pinball machines using these little Joy-Con mounts. Because unfortunately, their controls aren't compatible with the AtGames controls, the built-in AtGames controls. So you have to use your Joy-Cons. But it's a quick fix, right? It's a quick fix. It's a way to get around it. Some people are scared of getting into PC pinball and all that. Now you are going to sacrifice the back glass and the DMD because that'll just be displayed on the screen wherever you tell it to go. But it's better than not playing pinball. So there you go.
Yeah,
pretty cool video.
If you're playing it on the Switch anyway, you don't have the back glass anyway. So
yeah,
that's a moot point. But you get to play it on that beautiful glass on the AtGames Pinball. That screen is beautiful. So it blows this thing up to incredible size. So a lot of fun. And you're standing on the cabinet, and it's really a real natural. I thought it would be really weird with those things on the side like that, but it's very natural. So for $20, that's a no-brainer if you have both the Switch and a AtGames Pinball.
I almost want winter not to end because when winter ends, Carl stops making YouTube videos, guys, and he's out living his best life.
Riding his bike.
Yep. Or are you gonna give up the bike this year, Carl?
Oh no, absolutely not. Running, I'll be running more this year.
Nice.
I used to love running, and then when I got a little heavy, I saw a video on my thing. I forget what the subject was. And man, I didn't realize how big I was. Man, my face was as round as it can be. It was crazy, but it was wild. But I used to love running, and it just slowly depreciated. But
I could tell you lost weight because when I met you in Chicago at the Airbnb, the silk pajamas you wore a size medium. So good job, Carl. Good job. All right, let's say hi to who's here in the live chat. We got Frankie D, Jason Little Alien, always moderating. Love to see you, my friend. End of the line is here. Mike Hawk Hurts with his wrenches here as well. Mad Dog is here. Jason again. John is here. He's already regretting the bananas from earlier today. Bo Knows Tecmo is back. Always good to see Bo. Bill's Wild Bill Retro Gaming Show is here. Make sure you guys check him out on YouTube. Hollywood Polo rocking his moderator wrench. Ala Vickman's here. Dr. Torque. Paul Multicade Mindeman is here, guys. Danny Z, JT Brunick, Sathius is here as well. Always good to see Sathius. We've seen him around for years. Ron W. There you go. Mad Dog is here. 720 Eric, one of our favorites. B. Kirby, the Chicago arcade guy. Chris NXXW is here as well. Calvin Wong, Nova Sonic, Marine 50, always in the house. The Fist of Love. Adam Kolb is here moderating as well. Good to see Adam. Brady Goat's here. Always good to see Brady Goat. Meatball Saucy, one of our all-time favorites. Hobby Monster. John Jay's here as well. Are we missing anybody else? I'm trying to get as many as I can in here tonight.
Dan Z,
who's always first in the live chat. No one beats Dan Z to the live chat. He's here. David H is here as well. Hazo. Good to see Hazo. Good to see Zero Cool. What I love about these guys is we've seen these names for years. You know what I mean? So you would think a lot of people would have moved on from the community, from the hobby, and we're all still here, guys. We're all still here. It's great. MG's here. He's got his moderating wrench. Sorry I'm late. Michael B did the knits too today. I don't know what that means.
Knots. The knots.
Pitbull's here, ready to tell you everything sucks.
No, Pitbull. Ask Pitbull what he did for Valentine's Day.
Oh, I don't want to know. It's probably gonna be something.
He got swole,
naughty.
is what he did.
He did. What'd you do? What'd you do for Valentine's Day, Pitbull? What day is Valentine's Day? Friday. I did legs. Legs.
So. I like how Hazo says we love the show. Maybe he's watching with the missus, and this is their Valentine's Day date. So, Nostalgia, do us a favor for all the people out there in the live chat. Tell them about the value of watching Super Game Room Dudes on Valentine's Day. Go ahead, my friend.
Guys, the value of watching the Super Game Room dudes on Valentine's Day is you can't even compare it to literally anything else. It is almost as good as watching Michael B's live stream that he does every Monday night. And outside of that, I would say that, you get to spend a little bit more time with me. And we all know that you guys all come to the show for me. So I'm here and you're here and we get to spend this time together. And really, we're spending Valentine's Day together. That's really special, right? You're not going to get that anywhere else. So that's why you come and watch the Super Game Room dudes on Valentine's Day.
Nostalgia, your backdrop's looking a little empty there. Did companies stop sending you stuff? No air fryers?
Everyone stopped paying me. So I said, fine, then no product placement.
Yeah. Speaking of backdrops, guys, take a look at what Michael B's got going on behind him. Mike, tell us what that is.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Evercade evolution of Megacade continues. So I've now got a place in the back area here. I've got a new TV stand, which I've got to put on. So it's right behind me. It's at the perfect height. I've got the AtGames Legends Gamer Pro plugged into it right now with my Core Max, but still going to change. More things are coming. I got an X Arcade. I'm going to be hooking up to it this weekend. So yeah, big changes here. Less is more. Giant screen. It's time to rock and roll.
Megacade lives.
Megacade.
All right, first quick topic of the night is just a quick update from Wonderland Amusements regarding their Alice Goes to Wonderland pinball. You'll notice right here, guys, that they have announced that the pinball machine will be at WonderCon March 28th through 30. So if you are in California and if you're interested in checking out this, what do you want to call it? 80% to scale pinball machine is how they're advertising it. 80% to scale, real mechanical pinball machine with a price tag under $1,000. It will be at the convention center, and they'll be taking your questions and showing the thing off. You'll be able to play it, and I'm hoping some Super Game Room Dudes fans are in Cali, are going to go to this show and send us some footage and tell us what you think of it. We'd love to highlight you on our broadcast. In the meantime here, real quick, guys, before I get your comments on this, just a heads up, a reminder that this Monday, the team from Wonderland Amusements is going to be on my channel for an interview, and we're going to go over the final version of the product. The picture you see here is not the final version of the pinball machine. They did send me the photos today because I told them I needed the stuff to prepare for the interview. And the final version, here's what I can say, guys. It's beautiful what they did. So can't wait to show you guys those photos on Monday, plus videos, talk about the Kickstarter program, all that stuff. Mike, I think you'll be joining me for that interview as well on Monday.
That's the plan.
I always appreciate Mike's help because I'm expecting the chat to be busy, so it'll be that way I can keep up with things. So, but
yeah, I was about to say, you're expecting me to read the chat? Have you been on live with me before?
No, it's just I think it's going to be a busy stream. The team there is excited to come on and answer your guys' questions, and we're going to throw the hard ones at them, guys. I asked you guys to give me the questions you want asked, and I took screenshots of all those questions, and we're gonna ask those questions, guys, and hopefully we'll find out if this product's going to be worth it come WonderCon and all that stuff. So hopefully you guys will tune in on Monday for that.
B-dubs.
Yep.
Ask them a question for me because I will not be tuning in.
Yeah. Thanks, Dick.
No, real question. Maybe someone else has asked this, but if they can get an 80% scale machine under $1,000, why not just go full size and do one for like under $2,000?
That's a fantastic question. That is a fantastic question.
That's why you come and watch the Super Game Room dudes on Valentine's Day, buddy.
I mean, we just blow your mind. We blow your mind.
We do a whole lot more than just blow my mind.
I think where a lot of them came from Arcade1Up. The concept is they feel that there's an opening for smaller scale products in people's home. Like Nostalgia, you've had a real pinball machine in your home for a while, because you were part of that I don't know, almost like ambassador influencer program with Stern. Real pinball machines are fucking massive, man. Like if they can make one for $2,000, people would be like, that is awesome. Such a good price. Where the fuck is that going?
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, the next leading guy is like what, $7,500 for a pinball machine, brand new, right? So if they can do an 80% scale for under $1,000, even if they went to $3,000 for a full size machine, like if they're half the price of the next guy,
why not?
They could do reasonably well.
It's a really interesting question, and I'd be interested to see how they answer.
Yep. And MG's asking a very similar question. That is great. These are great questions. We will get these answered. I can't answer them because I don't work there, so I don't know. So we'll ask these guys on Monday.
And I would be in the audience that says I don't want a full size. So
there you go.
Give me affordable 80% size, and I would love to.
You got to understand where Nostalgia's coming from. He's a person that's lived his whole life hampered by having to work with small scale equipment. So the idea of making something bigger is just really exciting for him.
It is. I honestly, I'm just 35 years deep of working with really tiny tools, and I just want to see something a little bit bigger. You know, I'm at the point in my life where I'm ready to step up and upgrade for something just a few inches bigger.
Lost
you know what I
mean?
mean?
Lost me when you're like, I'm 30 years into working with tiny tools. You just lost me. Poor Nostalgia. I've been rocking this for 30 years. It ain't getting any better. Okay, guys, let's see what's up with Arcade1Up. So interesting stuff with Arcade1Up is they got a Valentine's Day sale going on, which we'll talk about here, but also earlier in the week, very early. I almost forgot about this until about 5 minutes ago, Mike. More Pac-Man machines arrived at the ports, which we'll talk about real quick. But Mike, what is so exciting about Valentine's Day and Arcade1Up?
Nothing. They've got some sales on, and it's very much tailored to new customers because it's the products they currently have out, very minimal discounts. And, there might be some people here in the community that are bored, missing some of these machines, and maybe interested in picking them up for like $50 off. I think they're on Amazon too with free shipping somewhere. So, I don't know what to say. They're very small discounts. You went into Shop All, but that's not all the ones that are on the sale.
Oh, did I hit the wrong ones?
Score big this Valentine's Day, but it takes you to all their products because they don't have many anymore.
Which ones are on sale?
It's Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man. Let me bring up the email. I had it up earlier. Okay. See if I can get it back for you because it's in the email.
But it's only $50 off.
Yeah, it's very small discounts like that. This is not that exciting a sale, but it's something. It's more
like
so
an AtGames National Owners Day going on over there.
So it's more so for that new TikTok audience they're trying to get. So someone who's probably going to buy one machine and $50 off. Like
$50.
Yeah, exactly. The tried and true testy community is going to look at this and be like, whatever. It maybe, just maybe, there's somebody out there that, like, got a bonus or a little bit of extra cash, and they're like, I don't have Class of 81. I guess I'll grab that. But yeah, it's not really that exciting a sale. Like, if Arcade1Up did a good sale, I would have made a video about that.
So what's kind of funny about all this too, while he's pulling it up, we'll get back to the sales, is I saw this on the import website. I sent it out to the guys. 19K Fox goes live, and Michael B, he did not, speaking of Valentine's Day, he didn't give me any flowers, Mike. He didn't give me any flowers. He took this screenshot that I sent you, Fox. And
Fox
here we are on
live with this.
Yeah, and here we are on Valentine's Day. We're on Valentine's Day, and I got no flowers. Like, hey guys, P-Dub sent this to me to help me with content for my channel. Nothing. So Fox, you and I got we got heat, bro. We got heat. But taking a look here, guys. Yeah, this is it. February 5th, a bunch of Pac-Man arcades arrived on the shores. So about 1,400, 700 Pac-Man, 700 Miss Pac-Man. Odds are these are the Walmart classic editions without the riser, the cheaper ones. But that's it, man. This company, it's just dwindling down into nothing. It's just dwindling down into nothing. It's
Yeah.
pretty sad. What do you guys think about that?
I'll let you guys go first because I got a
Yeah,
lot to say.
again, I disagree when you guys do that doomsday thing for them. They are still
It's over, Carl.
They're
It's
still
over.
maintaining product in the market, just not to people who have rooms full of arcade cabinets. That's not who they're marketing to. They use the room full of arcade people to get these things, to have everything that it needs: backlit marquees, fold coin doors, perfect size. We have 14 games versus 3 like we had, or 1 when they first started off. These are perfectly tailored for the people who just need. If they just get one of these cabinets in everybody's house in the world, my God, what do they need to make anymore? They don't. So I think you guys just look at it differently because your vision is skewed from your experience and what your expectations. But from a company standpoint, they have products that everybody wants in their house, at least one. They don't need a whole room full of them. And if they can keep doing that and getting people to buy one of these cabinets, they're in the perfect place, and they've mastered the perfect plan. I don't think it needs to be any better than that.
Man, spoken like a true Lions fan, according to Nova Sonic, Carl. You still have endless hope. Carl's favorite Star Wars movie is Episode 4, A New Hope. Paul says, how many times are casuals going to buy Pac-Man, Carl? Even that market is limited.
What I would be
Nice,
more
Ron.
what I would be
Pac-Man
more
pays the
concerned
bill.
about, what I would be more concerned about, is the fact that last year they publicly announced they were in a cash flow crunch, where they had to borrow money against their accounts receivable, and they said we're going to get back to making cabinets. There's no new products coming out. All they've been doing so far is re-releasing existing products in very small runs, like we saw with Fast and Furious, which it looks like we're seeing now with these Pac-Man Classic cabs. So, I mean, Carl, you might be right, but might be wrong, because, like, I think that what we've saw from Arcade1Up, the product line the last year, that might be all they have. That might be the only bullets they have in the chamber. So, like, if we thought last year sucked, this year might be 100% more of what last year was. And I mean that literally. Like, if they come out with a new product, or not a new product, but more arcades, expect a restock of X-Men 97. Expect a restock of that Pac-Man they put out last year. Like, it's only 2 months into the year. I know it's a little early to be doing this, but I kind of get the feeling that you guys sick of rehashes. We're not doing rehashes anymore. We're doing reruns.
But if they don't have cash in the bank, why would they be investing cash into licenses? Why wouldn't they just continue to reuse the existing licenses that they already have? That's
100% what they're doing. That's what they did last year.
Right. So, like, I think this is pretty well what everyone would have anticipated if they said, we're tight on cash, we're doing whatever financial steps to get us into production again. I don't think they're reinvesting into new licenses. I think they're going to reinvest in their cash cows. Like
what have you always told me about business back when you were the CEO of Walmart, working at the
oh man,
phone
I
kiosk
understand.
counter?
Listen,
If you're not growing,
if you're
you're
not growing,
dying.
you're dying. I get
Yep.
it. I get it. And that's true in most cases. And Arcade1Up very well could be slowly dying, but I don't think that 2025 is going to be the year.
Oh,
where
no.
there's a nail in the coffin, so.
They'll limp along. Like, the company's not going out of business. What I'm saying is, I don't know if people should keep hope for, like, new products and stuff like that. What Carl said may be right. Like, they've got an existing product line. They're just going to keep selling that, like what they already have out.
Yeah.
It's enough market out there of new people. Like they have the Mortal Kombat, which is on the list for the sale today. I don't know with John D and what's the Iconic Arcade doing the Street Fighter. We hadn't seen any regurgitation of the Street Fighters, have we? I mean, is that a license they maybe lost?
Well, with Iconic Arcade getting it and Evercade just doing their alpha, it's hard to say where Capcom are. The other one that muddies that water is they have that weird half relationship with Disney, where they did the X-Men 97 cab, which is also Capcom. But I got a feeling Capcom, they might not have lost it, but it's no longer exclusive.
Well, it's definitely not exclusive. I think that's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting too, because we heard for years that a lot of licenses were exclusive. Like Arcade1Up would try to beat their chest and say, "Hey, we have all the licenses," but we found out very few of those licenses were actually exclusive. But the problem was, is companies like iArcade and AtGames, they didn't want to spend six figures on licenses. They didn't want to
Six
pay.
figures, in some cases, seven figures.
Yeah, they didn't want to spend that much money on it. Like AtGames almost had Midway. AtGames, all they had to do was pay Midway $1 million, and they would got Mortal Kombat and all
But
that
they
crap.
never would have made that money back.
But they never would have made that money back. Smaller footprint, iArcade, overpaid for Sega, as well as a bunch of other
And not great Sega games either.
right. Like the smaller.
We're
the
gonna
smaller
make
comp-
500,000 back on Midnight Resistance alone.
Yeah, I mean, we said it for years. Every time someone would say, "Oh, Arcade1Up has that license, no one can do it," we're like, very few of those licenses are exclusive. These companies, these owners of this retro gaming content, they'd be willing to license it out if you're willing to pay for it, and the other companies didn't want to pay for it. So very few were exclusive to Arcade1Up, and what they've had is obviously dwindled. To what have we seen lately? Just Midway, some Capcom, Bandai Namco. Is that it?
And Incredible Technologies.
And Incredible Technology. Like it's
And don't forget the photo booth and the claw machine.
No licensing
They're
involved with those.
Infinity
They even
tables.
drop Polaroid.
Yeah. Mike, did you want me to show this real quick?
Yeah,
Or
so
you got
here's
some. I
No,
want to make
this-
sure your stuff. I want to make sure your personal stuff isn't
Oh,
exposed.
I don't give a shit about that. I've shared my address on screen. So you get $50 off Pac-Man Deluxe, $50 off Class of 81 Deluxe, $50 off Mortal Kombat 2. So, that lineup of deluxe cabs they announced at CES 3 years ago. Wheel of Fortune Casino Cade is probably the best deal, $150 off. Photo booth, $50 off. And that's it, guys. That's the Valentine's Day sale.
Wow.
Those and photo booths are so stupid.
They got really popular. People were using them for wedding TikTok and stuff like that. They did have a popular run, surprisingly.
I still think they're dumb. Same with their infinity tables. Stupid. Stupid.
Well, I mean, this generation don't print anything, right? Everything's digital. So it's a tough sell to get people to print things because they just don't print things. They have
But there's like a little bit of that like retro nostalgia that they're trying to sell to kids.
Mhm.
Like they had this I don't remember what company it was, but they released them a few years ago and they're still pretty popular. These little tiny cameras that you buy, they're all these different colors, and then you take a photo and it actually ejects the photo right out. So like there is a market for it. It's just like, I don't know, I just think it's a dumb product. It's an expensive product to just get a couple photos taken out. So
Yeah, my daughter has one of these things here you're talking about. I don't know.
that's exactly what I'm talking about. You got it.
Instax.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know who the brand is. Fujifilm.
I don't know how you get this thing out of here. It's snapped into this cover. Yeah, but
That's exactly what I'm talking about, Carl.
yeah, and she used this for a while, ejects the thing out, and I've never seen her use it again.
Yeah, my daughter wanted one of those things too, and honestly, I was like, maybe, but then the stupid like the photo paper is like $1.50 per sheet, and I was like, screw that. I was like, there's no way she's gonna take really bad photos of dumb stuff, and it's gonna cost me like $150 more than the stupid camera is, and I'm just gonna be annoyed about it. So
Yeah, and then it sits on the shelf somewhere, and
that's exactly right.
because it was too expensive to buy the paper.
Yep.
Good stuff there. Good conversation on Arcade1Up. Do me a favor, guys, in the chat, I put a quick poll up. Do you think Arcade1Up will make a comeback later this year? Maybe by summer, maybe by like, dude, if they
I
haven't
hope so.
If they haven't announced anything by like Father's Day, which is usually when they would get a bunch of their sales,
Stick a fork in them.
Stick a fork in them. It was bad enough they skipped CES, but I mean, come Father's Day, which is usually the prime time for their business.
This is the second year in a row they skipped CES.
Mhm.
Yeah. But are you going to keep hope alive, or is it game over, man? Game over. Make sure you vote in the live chat.
I'm always going to keep hope alive. Like, I'm looking at this right now, and I mean, facts are facts. Like, you look at what's out there, and you're like, Jesus. But at the same time, we all know like how quickly this shit turns around. All it takes is one really good product, and then we're like, yeah, Arcade1Up's awesome. Now, Nostalgia won't say that because he's a piece of shit, but everybody
I just get paid by other companies not to say that. So like,
you don't get paid by that company anymore.
That's exactly right. Well, I never did. Arcade1Up never wanted to work with me because they hate me.
No, I meant the other company that told you to dislike their products.
Oh, yeah. Well, everyone else stopped working with me too, so it's fine.
See, every time I look at their product, I'm like, man, I wish my model looked like that. I got the ones before that.
You know what I miss? I miss iArcade.
I do too, man.
That's what I miss.
But you know,
they had such a great game catalog, and they always brought fire every time. Oh, yes, they did. What are you talking about? They brought fire every time.
Escape from Popo.
Don't forget Donut Dodo.
Donut Dodo was good. I got no problem with Donut Dodo.
See? Those are some of the all-time classics. Okay, they are some of the games of all time. That's what they are. They are definitely a part of the games of all time.
And it still gives my Star Trek mod from Arcade. What's the place called? Buy Stuff Arcades. It still gives them a run for the money with the sound.
Well, guys, I hate to pivot over here, but we are on a time crunch. Nostalgia says 1 hour and 18 minutes tonight because he's got stuff to do. Plus, I have a VR golf tournament that I want to play in. So
what? There's a VR golf tournament? How come I wasn't invited?
Well, you were invited because I'm already beating you 1-0 in our best of 7. P-Dubs mopped the floor with you in VR golf last night.
I wouldn't say
hold on, wait a second, guys. Is this mini golf or is this like real?
Yes, it's mini golf. All right.
Yeah, it has to be mini golf there because I'm still waiting to play full golf with P-Dub. So.
Yes, we are going to play Golf Plus. I have my stick. I'm ready to go, Carl. But before we get to the golf, guys, we have to talk about AtGames. I'm going to try and be nice about my criticisms tonight because I know I get pretty mean about this because it just pisses me off. But so I'm going to say it this way. I've never seen a company come up with an financing program for their customers and launch that program prior to them actually figuring out how they're going to collect the payments, right? And AtGames sent a notice out to everybody who signed up for their affordable financing. Could be some of you here in the live chat that people have been like, how are they going to charge me? I gave them my name, my email, my address. They shipped me my machine. I paid the $500 only or $600 or whatever it was. And I've been waiting to make my payments. I've had my machine for 3 months and I haven't made AtGames a payment yet. Well, AtGames now 3 months into it have figured out, okay, the way we're going to collect payments is instead of you like going to their website, logging into an account and making a payment, which is what you should be doing or something, or an app on a phone. They want you to pay your payments on the pinball machine. That's how they want to collect the payments, right? Now check this out. They have finally, they're putting it in. They're putting in the firmware update, finally, 3 months later, to collect those payments for you guys. And check this out. Because they're 3 months behind, they're going to charge you for the 3 months you owe, right? They're not going to just start at month 1 now for everybody. They're going to say, hey, you should have known you should have put that money in your account and not touched it, right? And stuff like that. So just a heads up there, just to raise awareness. If you have a payment coming up, you're going to get charged for 3 months in one shot. Once this goes through.
Affordable.
So until they get caught up, right? So just a heads up there, guys. You know, and then after that, you know, it'll set up a recurring payment method, blah, blah, blah. But your first payment will be for 3 months if you've had your machine since the beginning of the AtGames affordable financing. So just a heads up, guys. I don't want people to be like, well, because they didn't take the money, I went and bought groceries this week.
Well, oh my God, we're not going to get into that. But I will say, when people entered the purchase agreement, it was contractually, you know, in the contract that they would have to pay every month. And even if AtGames didn't collect, I mean, they're obligated to have 3 months of payment paid by this date. So I think you're right. And maybe there's some way they could have came up with some kind of grace period, or maybe they can be a little bit lenient if someone doesn't have the 300 or, you know, the 3 payments up front when they first take them. But at the same time, I mean, they're owed them at this point. But it's their... It's weird because they should have accepted them the other way. The other thing I want to mention, we're going to get into Nod in a second. There's another really weird thing with Nod, and I think AtGames are trying to shift away maybe from payments on their website. And the only thing I can think of is there's fees attached to the payments through their website to other companies, while on the machine they probably don't have the same fees.
I don't know, Mike. I have no clue.
I'm just terrified.
You're just talking about like credit card processing fees?
I'm not sure, but because if you look at Nod, they're offering a 17.5% discount if you buy the games on the AtGames eStore. But if you buy them on the machine, it's a full 20% discount. So I'm like, why would you do that different? So it's either they're trying to incentivize people buying them on the machine, or there's some fees attached to buying something off their website that they don't have the same fees attached to the machine.
This should have been all figured out and ready day one when this thing got launched. They should have had a plan in place, like, hey guys, we're going to do this financing program. We're going to have this website link that we've developed to collect the payments. People will go in and start making their payments as they're supposed to. They should have done better, in my opinion here. They should have done better. Now,
they should just use a third-party firm like a firm or somebody.
Or yes,
get their money up front and then just let those people
They already had a firm, but the problem was a lot of people weren't successful in securing payments through a firm. They didn't have the credit rating. So AtGames is really offering a much more, I don't know what you call it, high-risk financing option for people who want things.
And then
not
you
really
make it more risky by not collecting from risky people.
I know.
For 3 months. That's a risky business.
They should have just left it to the real
I don't like the idea because, one, I don't like playing the login game, and then I got to play the update game, and now I got to play the financial game. It's just too many games for me. I can't do it. It's too much. It's too much.
Yeah, the issue with like the third party payment companies is that they take a pretty hefty percentage.
Yeah.
So like at work, where I work, we deal with that actually quite a bit because our equipment's quite expensive, and then these companies, restaurants, laboratories, whatever it is that are getting this equipment from us, they can't afford to pay for the equipment up front, so they either lease the equipment or they finance the equipment. And those, like the leasing companies, are like 25-30% of gross, right? So I don't know what margin AtGames is running on, but I don't think they got 30% margin in their hardware. So that'd be a pretty big, right off the top, a big haircut that they would have to take. So they're taking higher risk, but they get higher profit margins.
Yeah.
But also this is like a simple thing that you could set up.
It should have been ready to go before they launched it, but you could tell the vibe I get, my opinion, is that they rushed this program out as quickly as possible to try and get some customers to buy it. Keep in mind, guys, they did not anywhere near hit their expected quotas that they promised Zen Studios on number of machines sold. So it was the last quarter, last year, man, it was like the Wild West. Let's do give influencers discount codes. Let's do free financing. It was whatever it takes to get these machines to sell.
Now that's your opinion. That's not fact.
I literally said opinion before I said that, Mike.
Yeah. Just making sure.
In my opinion would be, I don't like the idea of when you start involving firmware into it. You know, here years ago, we had this guy, Mel Farr, that used to be on the Lions, and then he had a auto car, what do you call it, dealership. And that's when they put those things on your cars and track where you are and all that stuff. And you got such a big thing. So it's like, do you start saying, okay, I'm going to alter these people's firmware because they hadn't made payments in 12 months. And now, you know, I just don't like the idea of you coming into my machine with anything that has to do with the payment thing, because it opens up the door for that possibility of you putting a boot on my machine, via firmware because the payment's not there. I don't know. It's like P-Dub says, I think that stuff should have been worked out ahead of time. If I agree to these terms before I do that, now I'm in a term, but then the terms are changing, but I'm still in that agreement because I agreed to something, but the something's not very clear, and now it's evolving. It's just risky business.
It's a shame because, like Bill mentioned, I mean, it's no interest, so it is a favorable way for people to finance over going something like a firm. P-Dubs, I wasn't trying to shit on you. Just you made the comment that they didn't meet Zen's targets and stuff like that. That's the only thing I was saying was opinion, not anything else. Everything else was fine. Just got to be clear on that. No one knows if they met Zen's targets or not. It could be a really good program, but 100%, this is something that was fluid. People got excited for. It came out before the infrastructure was really there to support it, and that's why something like this happened.
So if you win that deal, just be aware that something's changing, something's coming, something's brewing. Get your money collected.
Yeah, make sure you guys have your ducks in a row. Again, just raising awareness for those of you who jumped on board for that financing program. You're going to get hit for 3 months payments, so AtGames can get caught up. And then after that, it should be your normal monthly payment until you pay your machine off. Moving over to something a little bit more positive, Williams Pinball Black Rose has been confirmed.
What a shock!
And it's amazing. It's a shocking reveal.
What a shock!
What a shocking announcement that this came out. I will say this, ladies and gentlemen, I am excited for one thing. We will finally, on the AtGames Backlash, have boobies on the Backlash. So I'm all in on this one for $5, even though it's not the best Williams game, in my opinion.
Never been a fan of it.
This one and Party Zone, which are the expected next two Z releases, they're more the lower end of the barrel when it comes to the Zen games, or the Zen Williams games, I should say. But hey, it's new pinball. It's only $5, and you'll get boobies on the Backlash. There you go.
I'm excited for it. I like any Williams, recreation coming to the pinball machine, so I'm good for that. Yeah. But it's on the end of my Williams games, definitely in the least played.
Yeah, I hardly ever touch it on FX3. I hardly ever played it. I would always play the other games around it. Mm-hmm. You want to play Medieval Madness, Attack from Mars, Twilight Zone, Addams Family. You would always kind of skip around. You're like, oh, Black Rose. Oh, nope, moving to the game next to it in the menu. It's like
the only random time you might play this is if you were in some kind of online pinball tournament against friends, and it was like, got to do Black Rose this week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I miss those days. That was a lot of fun.
I do too.
Yeah. Meatball's a fan of this one. He says he does like the video modes on this one and shooting the cannon. Everyone loves shooting a cannon off a pirate ship. It doesn't get any better than that. That is true. What else was I going to say about this one? So yeah, this one, and then next week, Party Zone. Unfortunately, it'll be kind of last minute, kind of like how this is. We're only a couple days out. It appears of when you'll find out what the Zen titles are because of what happened. So with that Tomb Raider leak. So everything's under much closer watch now, Mike. They want to make sure that they don't make any more mistakes and anger their partners with Zen.
It's just one of those things that, never, everything in that presentation would have been fine if it wasn't for Tomb Raider and whoever made the presentation not knowing Zen's library.
Yeah. You okay, man?
No, I still got that cold, man. I'm trying to get over it.
You sound congested.
Big time.
Yep. And what else we got from AtGames, Mike? We have National Owners Day, which if you could do me a favor and pull up that slideshow for us, and we're going to dive a little. We're not going to spend 3 hours talking about this, but we're going to spend about 5 minutes, guys, here and go over at least some things with not. I will say this again. I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but I remember 4 years ago when AtGames came up with the idea of a National Owners Day. It was a once-a-year event. And it was super fun and exciting. New major announcements being made, plus tournaments and all that stuff. And then, then they said we're going to do it twice a year, and it was still exciting. Now they're doing it like
Four times.
3 or 4 times a year. And honestly, when I look at this stuff, it's so watered down now. And also, it just feels like another monthly sale to me. I'm wondering, Mike, let me ask you guys this in the live chat. Do you feel AtGames should just drop this whole National Owners Day thing and just call it another monthly sale? I mean, these nods are nothing compared to what they used to be 3 years ago, 4 years ago, when it was actually exciting. Like, I feel like this is just another sale, Mike. No new products announced, no new partnerships announced, no updates on products they've already announced, like Legends Ultimate Racer, Legends Voyager, Legends Ultimate 4K. Like, no news. And that was what National Owners Day was for, right? The news, the announcements, the tournaments, the sales. And the sales are lackluster now. So tell me why we should still be excited about Nod.
Yeah, you should have finished that by "Tell me when I'm telling lies."
Tell me when I'm telling lies, Mike.
Yeah,
I mean, that wasn't a pipe bomb. I'm giving my genuine feedback is these things in my opinion, this is my opinion, they need to just drop the whole Nod crap and just call it their monthly sale because they do the same sale every month. Go ahead, bud.
Well, I still think National Owners Day is a big thing. It's an event that the community looks forward to every year. But you're not wrong. I mean, it's much less than it used to be in other years. Like if you look back on it, they're talking about an exciting new release. I put in my title product release, and then P-Dubs lost his mind. Product release? There's no products. I was like, software, P-Dubs, new game.
It was one game, Mike.
Now, Michael, is this the event that we're excited about, or is that later in the year? Which of the four is the one that we get?
This is the one we're supposed to be excited about.
Oh, this one. Okay.
This is the original National Owners Day.
You're building up anticipation now. Okay, I'm ready.
You're not going to be excited, Carl. I'm sorry. So first up, they've got 2 tournaments. So the tournaments are cool, but they always do tournaments. So this is not something unique. You got a couple prizes, but the prize amounts are really small compared to previous years. So on both tournaments, I think it works out to you got, what is it, $50, $175. So $350 in total prizes given away for the tournaments. I mean, at one point they gave away like 5 pinball machines when we did Nod that year. So,
Do you
it's
remember
cool.
when shit was exciting?
Yeah. So there's some fun games. Like I love Space Shuttle, Nature's Fury, Sea of Thieves. So there's some good games to play in the tournaments. If you like the tournaments, jump into them, and you can win some AtGames eStore coupons. But it would be nice to see, something bigger. I know Nostalgia, you worked there during this, and you had very interesting opinions on Nod. You were like, everybody is, what was the term you used? They expect too much. Like they feel so entitled. AtGames doesn't have to do any of this stuff, is what he said. But at the same time, it's something we expect because there's a precedent for it. We've seen them do it so many times before, right? Anyways, we've got the tournaments. So if you want to jump in on those, same games for 4K and HD. Then all the Legends Pinball 4K sales are tied into the AtGames affordable financing. This one here, it shows Dinosaur Dynasty, but it's any AtGames Legends Pinball that's available. And then you get additional discounts if you go through this, different promos like $100 off Pinball Net, and then also Arcade Control Panel. They've also got a new AtGames affordable financing on the Legends Ultimate HD CE 2917, and you get a $50 coupon towards a bit LCD purchase, or you can do the combined one here and get $50 towards a quad play controller. The really cool one here is the pinball packs, but like I mentioned earlier, save up to 20%. So it's 20% if you buy it off the machine itself, and only 17.25% if you buy it off the eStore. And I don't understand the difference between the two or why you would do it. I thought it might be something to do with a fee structure. Nostalgia says it's not that. So the only thing I can think is they're trying to incentivize people to use the machine instead of the website. So then there's some very few like product sales, and the product sales are, kind of minimum. Like you've got $50 off your Legends Pinball Micro HD, $50 off the Legends Ultimate Mini, $30 off the Legends Gamer Pro, and $30 off the bid LCD. And that's it.
Yeah, pretty basic. And Tomato Grass, who is a huge fan of AtGames and AtGames products, guys. This guy's a huge fan. He has a great little YouTube channel. He's a very, very gifted virtual pinball player. Does all kinds of great tutorial videos on how to play these games on the 4K pinball machine and increase your high scores. I highly encourage you to check out Tomato Grass. But even Tomato Grass gets what I'm saying, guys, and he's a major AtGames fan. You went from NOD being once a year, this big event. We always called it NOD is AtGames CES.
Yeah.
That's what I would think. If I still collaborated with, or even spoke to AtGames, I would be giving them this advice. You need to stop doing NOD 4 times a year. These lackluster NODs. They're not special anymore. There's nothing cool about it. And you need to also, when you're planning the year, you plan for that one NOD, maybe 2, but one NOD. And you say, okay, what are we going to do big for NOD? Big giveaways, big releases or announcements, or at least updates on the other stuff we've previously announced that now has become vaporware to your audience. And also the best deals possible. That was what made National Owners Day special years ago. Now there is nothing special about it. Absolutely nothing.
I agree. You could say Black Friday sale, Super Bowl sale for those other days that they're
for all the other nods that are just a monthly sale.
National, Owners Day, make that the big deal. Another one's you just find a appropriate quarter, reason to have that sale would make more sense. But I must say, whoever does the the presentation for these things, they have definitely improved their skills over time. And,
their PowerPoint slides have gotten way better, Mike.
Way better.
I mean, they've had a lot of practice, though.
Nostalgia, give me your thoughts on this. As a person who previously worked at AtGames, what do you feel about the direction they're going with National Owners Day?
I'm not shitting on it, but before
I'm talking to Nostalgia right now.
I know, but Mike, I got to throw this out there because these guys they clip and they take the clips and they send it to PK and AtGames to try to make us look bad. I'm not really shitting on it, guys. I'm telling you, make it better.
They're not going to clip that part, so you can save your breath.
NOD used to be awesome, and now who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? All right, go ahead, Nostalgia.
No, I'll wait till Nostalgia's done talking. No problem.
Go ahead.
It's okay. I'll wait.
We only have 20
ahead.
Nostalgia, please give me your feedback, buddy.
So honestly, my take on, I've actually had this perspective for a while. The National Owners Day should be once a year. And it should be big.
Yeah,
big.
If they want to do monthly sales, that's totally fine. Lots of companies do monthly sales. You get flyers in the mail from Walmart every single month, right? Like that's a totally normal thing for a business to do. But National Owners Day, not days, to me is one big day per year.
Yeah.
Something important to you as the company, or something that you are trying to build as an importance with your end users. So
and I mark my calendar for every year.
My thought process is that they pick one day, whatever it is, whether it's in February or whether it's going to be in, I don't remember, October, whenever the other one is. Pick one day, then do something big, do bigger sales, invest a little bit more in it. If you're splitting up, like right now, they're taking this National Owners Day and they're splitting up the cost of this marketing across 2 days. Don't do that. Put it all together, one day, 4 days. They're doing it quarterly.
Yeah, quarterly.
National Owners Day is 4 times a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me.
National Owners Quarter.
They're spending money to market it 4 different times a year. Take all of that budget, put it all together, do one big one per year, and that's it. And if they've got big announcements, they can do what the way they're doing it right now doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
I think we're looking at it a little bit differently than
said
the way
what I said.
They're looking at it from a business perspective. They noticed a spike in revenue during National Owners Day, and they said, how do we get more spikes in revenue? So they said, let's do NOD 4 times. But they didn't do NOD 4 times. They actually just watered down every event to the point where it's doesn't build the same excitement. They're not going to get the same spike in revenue that you previously got from the original NOD.
Right. And the I'm willing to bet you if they looked at the analytics of those sales, I'm sure there is a spike every NOD that they do. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing it. The problem is they have to balance that out. Like they have to do a weighted average of the days after NOD. Like after the sale's over, what do the sales look like? Because if the sales are lower than their average, then when you balance things out, you're actually not moving that much forward, like in terms of your sales growth, they'd be way better off to do one big event, because you'll probably see a big spike, a small drop off, and it levels out. And I bet you your average across the year is actually higher if they do one big sale versus 4 small sales.
All right.
So
Well,
that's. I mean, I can't speak to it. I don't know their financial situation. I
well,
don't
we
know
got
what
17
either.
minutes left here, so I'll get PK on my Monday night show, and then we can all talk about this with PK. What's the next subject?
Yeah, PK's never done a show. I don't think he'd do a show. I would love to have him on, but I don't think he'll ever do a show.
We've got a comment from Jim, the Pacers fan, about you don't want a customer base to wait once a year to make mass purchases. I don't think they have to wait once a year.
No,
Nobody's
still do
stopping them from
sales.
doing monthly sales.
Right. Just
Yeah,
call it
when-
different.
Instead of doing 4 National Owners Day, where they're
Right.
like, this is our big event of the quarter, I guess, they could do one big annual sale, like a Boxing Week sale, or like
or
a Black Friday
tax,
sale.
income tax refund sale, or whatever
Right.
you want to call it.
Well, like the idea
Child
is that,
tax benefit sale?
well, maybe, I don't know. Even big companies don't do massive, huge campaigns for one specific event every quarter. It's not, doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah.
Like there's not much going on January, February, March for almost any industry. There's companies that'll promote Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day, but that's not the same as like their big showcase sale for the year.
Do one nod per year. Jason's saying 2 nods. I would do 1 nod per year, and then come up with a different event maybe later on. If you want to do 2 events, come up with a different event. Don't come up with National Owners Day every single time. Like, call it something different, so when people hear National Owners Day, there's a wave of excitement. You come up with a second event and call it AtGames March Madness, and then, or something along those lines, and do a pile of tournaments that you apply sales to as well. You can do all kinds of fun stuff. Like, your marketing doesn't need to be so ham-fisted that you're like, well, Nod works, let's just do it a bunch.
Let's just keep calling it Nod. People
Yeah.
will buy shit. Oh, man. All right. So, again, AtGames, if you're out there listening, we want you to make it great again. We're not shitting on you. We want you to succeed. Make it better. And whoever you're listening to, stop listening to them, because we're right. And so is 75% of the audience who voted in the poll that said, make Nod great again, and that it currently sucks in its current format. Last bit of news for AtGames is they released Zankor Deluxe. This game apparently was released on Steam a year or 2 ago.
Yeah, I think
And
so.
I-
I've never played the Zaccaria.
I never played it,
games on Steam.
and I haven't bought and played this one yet, so I have very limited opinion on this one, Mike, but give me your expert opinion, because you were able to live stream this. You unlocked all the video modes.
No, I
You-
did not. I
you
wasn't
got
good
number
enough to
one-
do that, P-dubs.
You got #1 on the leaderboards. I mean, that's what's great about when Mike plays pinball. He unlocks all the video modes and can actually show everything off to all the viewers. Ain't that right, Mike?
No, I don't. What's great about when I play and why people tune in is because I'm a very casual person, and I mainly focus on, is it fun? I don't show people like everything. But anyways, I had a lot of fun with this. Like, I've got some misgivings about some Zaccaria tables. Like, I find a lot of them, I don't like the, I don't know if it's flow, but I don't like the way the game plays, because I find them, all barricaded off, and like, the shots. This one's open, even though there's lots of flippers. It's fun to play. Things move fast. Getting into some of the modes were really cool. I managed to unlock multi-ball. I never read the rules. I just like banging the ball around until I figure it out. I had a lot of fun with it. Good music, good graphics. Everything about it was really good. The only thing that was, something that I give Zaccaria shit about all the time, Magic Pixel, these 2 upper play fields, it's a little bit hard to tell because their tables are so flat, the difference in depth between those. So sometimes it's very confusing to know if you're on an upper play field or not.
Okay, I think that's fair. I think this would have been better if they really got like 2 more flippers added, Mike. Like, if we got to, if you're gonna go 8, you might as well go 10. You might as well round it out. Am I right, guys? 10 flippers would have been better, right?
P-dubs, you're right. 10 is always better than 8.
But like there's bumpers there. You could barely see them. Like, I was so excited. The ball hit one of the bumpers, and I was like, "Oh my god, there's bumpers!"
I didn't even know they were there.
I didn't even know they were there.
They were underneath one of the playfields.
Anyways, I did have a lot of fun playing last night.
Well, that's good.
And I like the game. I'll definitely come back to more. So far, this and Space Shuttle have been two of my big surprise favorite Zaccaria experiences in a long time. So good job.
Detroit Love, did you ever play this on
No.
Zaccaria's other platforms on
No,
Steam or anything?
never
This game's
heard
been
of
out
it.
for a while.
Just watching Michael B play, it looks like that ball lasts forever in there. It's definitely not a
Typical
quarter-based
deluxe
game
game.
where they're trying to get your
Yeah.
drain the ball. They allow you to play it. So those type of games I'm not used to. You know what I mean? I actually get bored when I play a game. So that those just it's just not from my experience. And so I kind of like the challenge of the ones that are trying to make me drain the ball. You know. But I do appreciate the ones that do have that little guard at the drain spot to give me a chance to recover. So I always appreciate the games that have that option there. But it looks pretty interesting from what I can see. Again, I know nothing about the game at all.
I want to give another shout out here to another YouTuber, another AtGames YouTuber. Guys, if you like AtGames content, you should definitely subscribe to Billy Woods Mods on YouTube. Moderators, do me a favor, share his stuff in the live chat. Here is Zankor Deluxe on Zaccaria on PC on Steam. Now take a look at the artwork here. You'll notice that the main character, is completely different versus the AtGames version. So take a look right here. This is the guy. AtGames changed the artwork. Here is the AtGames version. You notice that there? And I got to be honest. I'm going to say something controversial now. Now hold on to your butts. Make sure you don't send this to PK. I like the AtGames guy better. I like this guy holding that axe about to chop somebody's freaking head off. Like, I like the AtGames guy better than this guy right here who's just like standing around doing nothing.
Yeah, you just don't like boobs on the playfield. You like them on the back glass.
Well, I mean, this looks like almost a completely different table.
But I know that it got changed. This is the Zankor Deluxe on PC Steam, and here is the AtGames version.
Yeah, AtGames version is much better.
Really? You guys both think that?
Well, I'm just talking about this one artwork decision with the guy on the table. I think the guy holding the axe, about to swing it and chop somebody's head off, looks cooler than him just standing around doing
Oh,
nothing.
yeah. So, Hazo, thank you very much for bringing that up. I was about to mention that too. AtGames has the original artwork. Zaccaria on PC, we covered this. Maybe I covered it. No, we covered it on Super Game Room Dudes. They just did a bunch of like AI reworks on the artwork of their table. They used AI to rework a bunch of artwork on a bunch of their tables. So this is the new version. And what AtGames is using is the original Zaccaria Deluxe.
Well, that's interesting. Well, again, I never played the original when it was on Steam 3 years ago or 2 years ago, but I still like this guy more. I'm sorry, I like this guy.
I do too.
He looks badass in my opinion. So yeah, but that makes sense. Okay, so if they have the original art and that's the new art, does that mean like Magic Pixel will give will give AtGames a table update in the future to make it match?
A lot of their tables got art package updates, and the big
will
rumor
we get those
they used
updates
AI.
on?
Don't know. No idea. That's one of the questions when we heard about the art updates.
So if Magic Pixel guys updates these games on Steam PC to different versions, let's be honest, although this is AI, it's a bit cleaner looking than
How do we even know that that's true, though? Come on, guys.
That's the rumor, Nostalgia. That's why I said it's a rumor.
Yeah,
no one
where's
said it's
the rumor?
100%.
Well,
Where's
even if
where's
it's
the rumor
even if it's not AI, even if the rumors are false, this is a little more like if you look in this area here, up here, you could actually see the difference in the playfield levels, like Mike said. That you could tell this is a piece of plastic above the above the lower playfield, but also it's cleaner, it's easier to see, right? Whereas this is more
Less
cluttered, darker, cluttered. So my question is this: is if Magic Pixel is going to update their games on PC Steam, will they push those updates to AtGames, or are we going to be stuck with the older versions? Right now, I wouldn't mind them keeping this dude. But they could do all the other picture updates here, right? All up here on the playfields and stuff. Does that make sense what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
No, I'm not sure what you're trying to say.
Let's
What?
find out. Mike, message AtGames and the influencer chat and tell them we want those updates.
Okay. There is no influencer chat anymore.
What happened? Who killed it?
I don't know. Just one day, it was, there, and then all of a sudden it was like Papa Brad left the conversation. This person left the conversation, and everybody left, and that's it. It was gone.
Does it still exist, or is it actually gone?
No, like it still exists, but nobody's there.
Oh,
I left, I was one of the last people to leave.
Yeah.
It was Wild Bill, and then finally I was like, well, if Wild Bill's not here, I'm not going to be here.
But big shout out to Billy Woods Mods, guys. Those shots are from his video. He did a comparison of the Steam version versus the AtGames version. Make sure you guys check out that video if you're interested in more information on that. I've never played this version either on PC or AtGames, so again, I have limited opinion. Once again, I look at it, I'm like, it's got 8 flippers. Boo. Boo. All right, we got to wrap things up here, guys. Nostalgia's got to take off here soon. He's got an important event to get to. What else we got, Mike?
another family reunion. He got it. Kind of like that.
What else we got, Mike?
Not much more. We were going to talk a little bit about Sony State of Play, but my guess is none of us here watched it.
I'm going to be 100% honest with you, Mike. I did not watch it.
Yeah.
I did not watch it.
Nostalgia
so-
definitely didn't watch it. Carl didn't watch it, right?
How do you know I didn't watch it?
But I'll tell
Did
what,
you
Mike.
watch the Sony State of Play, Nostalgia?
Do you think I watched it?
No.
Why? I want to understand why you think I don't engage in that sort of stuff.
Because usually when I ask you, did you see the Sony State of Play? You say, no, I didn't watch it.
That's fair. Okay. No, I didn't watch it.
I didn't think so. It's called precedent. The precedent is you don't watch it.
I don't. I get the recap later from
Well,
you.
I'll tell you what, Mike. I promise you, like tomorrow when I'm drinking my morning coffee, I will watch the replay of the State of Play, get caught up, and how about we just talk about it next week?
Yeah, that sounds good. The only thing I really wanted to talk about was the new Shinobi. Looks pretty cool. We should talk about the new Evercade cart, though, before we finish things out.
But Mike, we have to put somebody in the hot seat tonight.
Who's going in?
Dun dun dun.
Who's going to be in the hot seat tonight?
Round and round? And
Detroit
round
Love!
we go.
Detroit Love, you are in the hot seat tonight. Why are you gatekeeping people in VR?
I don't even know what that means. But
Detroit Love, ask you a hot seat question here now.
yes, sir.
If you were to go into a game of mini golf and you saw that the corner Cade was in there, would you play with him?
I mean, if he was there, I would play. I have no choice. But if he sent me an invitation, I'd be like, I didn't see the invitation. No.
That's not what I heard. What I heard was you would never play with him again.
Well, again, I got an invitation from P Dubs. And I was like, finally, P Dubs made me buy these games, and he's finally going to play.
He's going to play me. He's going to play
'cause
me.
He told me to, come on. I'm buying some clubs. We're going to play some golf. And so I said, oh, there's the invitation. And then I get in there, and P Dubs is, not there. I mean, he is there, but it's like 20 other people. And
it was a full room.
Again, it was a full room. Again, I have nothing against Mr. Cornercade. I don't watch his stuff, so I don't know anything about him. You know what I mean? But that was my first time meeting him. It was a little overwhelming, I must say. We played at like 2 a.m. Like 2 a.m. and 2 o'clock in the morning. My battery's getting low. There's a lot of stuff going on. You know what I mean?
I got something against Mr. Cornercade. He knows what he did.
Yeah.
So but he was like
I actually really do. So
he was like purposely getting in front of you as you go to look at the ball.
It's in the chat.
He was just
I didn't realize it was here.
Yeah, he was just being funny.
If there's one thing, when I play VR golf with you guys, I play VR golf.
Hey, Danny, let's play Golf Plus. I'll sign up for that.
There you go.
I still need someone to play NFL Pro Era too.
no one bought it. Apparently, this absolute asshole did this review on YouTube about it, and then no one bought it. And some people had it bought and then refunded it.
Had bought what?
NFL Pro Era. They had it bought. They saw this review by this nostalgia guy and they
Good job,
refunded it.
Stock Job.
I never reviewed it.
Yes, you did. You made a video on it.
No, I made I made several videos on the NFL Pro Era 1, not number 2.
Ah,
Yeah, you just had a lot of energy that I wasn't expecting. That's all, Danny. It was a lot of energy.
It was...
A lot.
Would
You
you
was out-
stop sharing that?
You was out running with the wife, and then you come back, and it was a lot of stuff going on.
All right, let's
Thank God
I
the
see your
kids weren't
message,
up,
James.
otherwise
I'll
it would
have to
been,
connect with you.
you know.
And we'll play a match.
guys.
I'll
We have
beat
a
you,
hard.
but we'll play a match.
We have a hard stop at 1 hour and 18 minutes. We have 1 hour to talk, or 1 minute to talk about the Evercade Alpha Evercade Atari 2 cart. Here's the games, guys. You get Berserk, Tasmania, Lost Tomb, and I think it's going to scroll down here. What else?
Frenzy,
It's going to scroll down. Here we go.
Moon War,
Moon
Dark
War.
Planet.
Moon War, Dark Planet, Rescue, Minefield. What else is on here? Fire Truck, Maze Invaders, and I think that's it. Yep, and that's it. So some deep cuts here from
oh yeah.
on the Atari, because
Like
I don't
Berserk,
think,
Berserk and Frenzy, A+, but I mean they're not
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
Atari
Yeah, once you
games. They
get
are
past
now.
those titles, you kind of lost me.
Yeah.
yeah. So so new Evercade cart. I think is it up for pre-order now, guys? I think it is.
Yeah, it was a Valentine's Day surprise. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with the other games. Definitely Berserk and Frenzy are excellent. So that's going to be worth your price of admission. And hopefully the other ones are surprises.
JJ asked, how is it different? Different games. Different games included versus the other cartridges. But yeah, so I mean some deep cuts here, but nothing. It kind of reminds me of that. What was it? That second Data East cart they did. It's like all the good
Yeah.
ones were on the first cart. And the second cart, you're like, do I really need it? But apparently there's a lot of people out there who are obsessed with that Data East collection too, which I don't understand why.
It all comes down to what
But hey,
you play.
opinions are like buttholes, right?
Yeah.
So at least you're getting Berserk and Frenzy on here. And the other games though, I'll be honest, not the games I shoot for here. Lost Tomb, Minefield, Moon War, Rescue, Tasmania, Fire Truck, Dark Planet, Maze Invaders. There you guys go. Deep cuts. If you guys are playing golf, would you like me to stream your game? Oh, Brooklyn, you're so sweet, man. Are we playing golf tonight, Mike? I think after I eat some dinner, I'll hop on.
Maybe. I completely down with golf, but like I like when we're not streaming because then I can say horrendous stuff about people like Goofyfoot says and then
Oh,
never
yeah.
get it recorded.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Geo. Yeah, Geo has shared pictures, I think, in my Discord about he got a legit Berserk arcade cabinet, his local arcade game. And then he didn't know what it was until Super Game Room dudes mentioned it or remembered it.
You know what? I'm sure we talked about that Atari cart there a couple minutes ago, and people are saying, "Oh, well, a lot of blah." It'll still do really well. I don't know what it is, but man, that Evercade community, like they'll eat that shit up. That'll be a massive success.
If you don't get it, you miss out on it. So
Yeah.
you always have that with the collection thing.
That European community over
Yeah.
there, they love that frickin' Evercade.
And like I said,
Anything.
Berserk and Frenzy are worth the price of admission alone.
Yeah. And it's they have very few companies over there, right? So they're going to support the home base. Keep them floating because they can build the next one. So makes sense.
All right. Well, if anyone wants to play VR golf, we'll probably throw it in the Discords and all the virtual reality chats. There's multiple Discords. So hopefully you've joined them all. And room names and stuff, and people will do that. I like playing VR on Friday nights, and then Saturday and Sunday I get back to the retro games, making YouTube content.
I like playing VR every single night till 4 a.m. and not getting any sleep and feeling like a zombie all the time.
Well, make
That's
sure
what it's
those
been like lately.
are plugged up and you have your batteries because those games are long.
Oh, I got my battery backup now. I'm ready to rock and roll, man. All charged up, good to go.
And
Last time I was
again,
playing, I
guys,
was hanging out by the battery. I had to find a chair to sit into a plug.
once again, guys, we want to wish you a very deep, very long, and a very hard Valentine's Day from Nostalgia and the team here at Super Game Room Dudes. And if you enjoyed tonight's broadcast, give us a thumbs up on the way out. Thank you for subscribing. And Carl, whenever you're ready, send these people on their holiday way.
All right, guys. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for spending your Valentine's Day with us here. We appreciate you. We love you. And until next time, we'll see you on the web.